Welcome to English Avenue YouTube, the channel to learn English the easy way. Let's start. A walk through the city. It was a bright and breezy morning when I decided to take a walk through the city. The air was fresh, carrying the scent of blooming flowers and freshly brewed coffee from the cafes lining the streets. The sounds of the city filled my ears, cars honking, people chatting, street musicians playing soft melodies. It was one of those days where the city seemed more alive than ever, and I was eager to explore its every corner. As I stepped onto the bustling sidewalk, I felt a rush of excitement. The city was a mix of old and new, with towering skyscrapers standing beside centuries-old buildings adorned with intricate details. I took my time strolling, my eyes scanning the different shops, restaurants, and street vendors offering everything from handmade jewelry to local delicacies. The aroma of fresh pastries from a bakery made me stop for a moment, tempted to go inside. However, I had a whole day ahead, so I made a mental note to return later. The first stop on my walk was the art museum. I had always enjoyed visiting museums, and this one had an impressive collection of paintings, sculptures, and historical artifacts. As I walked through the halls, I admired the works of famous artists, losing myself in the stories each painting told. Some depicted grand landscapes, while others captured simple moments of everyday life. I stood in front of a particularly striking piece, a vibrant sunset over a calm lake, and imagined the artist's inspiration. After spending an hour in the museum, I continued my walk and found myself in a beautiful park. The green space was a refreshing contrast to the concrete and steel of the city. Families were gathered for picnics, joggers ran along winding paths, and children played on the grass. I found an empty bench under a shady tree and sat down, simply enjoying the moment. I watched as an elderly couple walked hand in hand, a group of friends laughed over their coffee, and a young girl fed the pigeons nearby. The scene was a reminder of how diverse and full of life the city was. A man passed by with a dog on a leash, and I couldn't help but smile at the playful pup wagging its tail. There was something so peaceful about sitting there, observing life as it unfolded around me. Feeling a bit hungry, I decided to buy an ice cream from a small cart near the fountain. The vendor greeted me with a warm smile and offered a variety of flavors. After some thought, I chose vanilla with a drizzle of caramel. As I took my first bite, the cool sweetness melted on my tongue, making me appreciate the simple pleasures of the day. As I continued my walk, I explored the city's hidden alleyways and charming neighborhoods. Each street had its own unique character, some with cobblestone paths lined with old bookshops, others filled with colorful street art and murals that told the history of the community. I stopped at a small cafe and ordered a cup of tea, taking a moment to rest and soak in the atmosphere. Before heading home, I made one final stop at a souvenir shop. I wanted to get something special for my mother, who loved collecting little trinkets from different places. The shop was filled with handcrafted items, ceramic plates, delicate scarves, wooden figurines, and postcards. After browsing for a while, I found the perfect gift, a small hand-painted music box with a tune that reminded me of my childhood. I knew she would love it. With my bag full of little treasures, I made my way back toward my apartment, reflecting on the day's adventure. Walking through the city had been a wonderful experience, filled with art, nature, delicious treats, and unexpected moments of joy. The city had its own rhythm, its own stories woven into the buildings, the people, and the everyday sights and sounds. As I arrived home and placed the souvenir on my table, I felt grateful for the day. Sometimes the best adventures are the simplest ones. Just a walk through the city, with open eyes and a heart ready to embrace everything it has to offer.